Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. ProBROknow. Three brothers, three opinions, one topic. How's it going, brothers? You guys are making fun because I was clearing my throat earlier.
I'm good, Chad.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm good too. There you go.
How you doing, Spence?
You
good?
coughed as well, so I don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of phlegmy today. I think it's the allergies.
Is that why you're having tea to kind of help soothe?
Yeah.
It is. Yes.
You know, actually, I'm having snow maple white tea, courtesy of our sponsor today, which is Wow Finds Worldwide.
Yes.
Yeah, this tea is, I think it's from the brand Iola. It's actually pretty good. I threw a little bit of honey in there.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah, it's got like a bit of a maple, so white tea tastes pretty good.
Yeah. Is it lighter in like?
In color? I don't know,
Well,
you're
white
looking
tea, I
at it.
assume, with being kind of on the weaker side of tea.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as strong as like an orange pico, but yeah, it's good.
Well, you can let us know when you're all done if
I will.
if you enjoyed it.
But thank you, Wow Finds.
Well, listen, today I want to talk about integrity, but I'm going to get into that with a specific topic because this was brought to my attention recently. And so we'll just dive in and get, I'll tell you what it is.
Let's jump in.
Here we go. Okay, so I'm talking about integrity, but it was kind of because a question was posed to me recently about something, and it kind of made me laugh. But and the question was, would you do OnlyFans? Right? You're laughing. I'm guessing you wouldn't. You know. But you know, it
No,
got me
I just
thinking.
want to know your answer.
Yeah. Well, it just first off, no. How come every time we talk about something like this,
Whenever
I'm stumbling?
Chad gets uncomfortable,
I know,
he
I'm-
just starts
I'm
stuttering.
stumbling with the words. Yeah, no, I absolutely don't think that that's good for my future if I was doing something like that. And frankly, I would be very poor because I don't think anybody would be subscribing to my channel.
To your channel.
Yeah. What about you, Wade? You gonna have a lot of watchers on your?
Wow, just right into the question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, would I have a lot of watchers? Oh, for sure I would. For sure. Would I do it? I mean, you're talking about integrity, so
Right.
I guess the real question is.
Yeah, it's not really. This isn't really a podcast about OnlyFans. It's the fact that was brought up about, you know, from an integrity standpoint. Do you think it's going to be? Will this come back to bite you? There's so many people doing this. It's outrageous, really, what's going on, and I don't think it's good. But
Well, you're mentioning biting, so biting on OnlyFans, so there's biting involved now.
I'm sure there probably is some channels that has some of that going
I'm
on.
sure there is.
I've not seen it personally.
The real question is how much money would it take to give up your integrity?
Well, that's the thing.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that really is the question.
Yeah.
it is the question.
And that's a good one, but I don't to me integrity is everything. So I don't know.
But I mean, could you do something like that? What if they didn't show your face? You know, would you give up your integrity if your face wasn't going to be shown and you just knew you would make money? So that's a yes.
The minute you're anonymous, right? Then it's like, well, is there?
I know.
You know, can it be tied back to you for integrity,
it's,
right?
It's personal integrity, though, isn't it?
It is personal. Yes. So it's kind of like selling your soul for the right amount of money. It's yeah.
I'm pretty sure for $5 million, you're creating a channel, Wade.
Oh, 5 million.
I don't know what you know a good creator, content creator, whatever, what they're
Well,
getting
let me say
paid.
this: if I said you get 100,000 for creating a channel for a year, I'm pretty sure you're not doing it.
No.
For 100,000 for the year?
Yeah.
No.
Right. But I think you start talking $1 million or $5 million, you get paid for the year. Your integrity might go out the window. I don't know.
Well, I guess that depends on what you're, you know, how much of your integrity are you sacrificing?
And if there's anonymity, I guess too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's a big part.
absolutely.
Well, it's a very interesting question, right? So is integrity personal or is it based on others and how others perceive you and what impacts it more? Like, right? Because I think I have integrity, but it's also I want people to know that I have integrity. That's how I want to be perceived or viewed that I have integrity. So if I was anonymous the whole time and nobody knew, would that change things? That's a good question. Because it would affect my personal integrity. I would know that I'm doing it, that I'm perhaps doing something that I'm not really a fan of,
Oh,
no pun intended,
I love that. Yeah.
for the right amount of money. But yeah, I think it's different if nobody's knowing it's you. That's different.
I think that probably changes things for most people. I think most people wouldn't want to do it because I think just the
shame maybe.
right, and the repercussions that what you thought was fine today could come back to haunt you in the future.
well, it never goes away.
Right. It's living forever.
Yeah,
It's a
I
digital-
think that's the problem because we've all been at different stages in our life where we made decisions that we thought were good at that time, and then found out later, geez, I wish I didn't do that. I wonder if the people that have these OnlyFans channels now that are doing that, are making their $100,000 a month or whatever they're making, if they've thought about that, or if it just really doesn't matter to them because they're just sexual beings or whatever, and it's fine, and they're like, hey, this is just me. I'm good with it.
You know what? Okay, so I'm going to get deep here for a minute, but
Sure.
maybe it's all on how they define integrity. Because we can sit here and say, well, they don't have integrity. They're willing to do this for money. They don't have integrity, but maybe in their mind they do. Maybe they're like, well, what's wrong with this? Like, I'm making a lot of money. I'm making money because I want to
Express
support
myself.
my family,
Sure.
fund my lifestyle.
Yeah, pay for my college, whatever.
I'm an independent person who can do what they want with their own body, and it's my choice, which is all very true. So maybe it's because they see nothing wrong with it. Like, we're assuming that they're doing something that they
Are
feel
loathing.
feel is morally wrong, but they're doing it for the
Right.
right price. Maybe they don't think it's morally wrong.
Well, maybe, but again, we're making a lot of assumptions on the channels that people are doing.
Yep.
But I do know that there's people that sell like feet pics,
Yes.
and
Is it you?
If I could sell my feet pictures, I would sell all. I would.
I think if I thought
get the Polaroids.
if I thought my feet were attractive and I could make some money off my
So
feet,
people
yeah.
are selling their feet
I like-
pictures?
yeah, there's people that
absolutely.
that sell. There's
All
a
kinds
girl
of-
that like farts in a jar
What?
and sells it. Yeah, there was a girl that farted in a jar, and there's all these people that are buying.
How
her.
do you know this?
I've got a couple jars.
But I mean, once you open it, it's
It's kind of it's out of the
out of the bag.
That's out of the bag at that time.
But yeah, I don't understand
That's-
that one.
that's
But
really-
yeah,
that's
it was,
really twisted.
I read
Wow.
about that.
People
this
are
was
buying
making
the
hundreds
jars?
Of that.
yeah.
They're buying the jars.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they have like a subscriber or whatever that is.
I guess I have no idea.
So now I'm really curious if the scent stays in the jar until you open it.
Well, if you subscribe, I'm sure you can Google and you can be one of her proud subscribers.
I don't
guess.
think I want to be caught being a subscriber to fart in
No.
a jar. That's,
Like, imagine. I don't know.
Trust me.
that's yeah. I don't. And I will tell you, even though I'm going to stumble when I say it, I've not been on OnlyFans. I don't know what all the channels are. I don't know who's doing what. I certainly have seen other podcasts and things and people talking about it. And I know that obviously there's a very sexualized content for the most part. But I think there's a lot of just weird stuff that people are willing to pay for. And
Yeah, there's a lot of weird kinks that people,
yeah,
are into. And I guess you're probably finding a channel on whatever someone's kink
So
is.
I've never been on it either. So how's it monetized? Like, how does it even work?
yeah. Like how often do they charge your credit card, Spence?
I've never been.
It's a monthly subscription.
No, honestly,
It just
I've
keeps
never-
rolling. It's one of those ones reoccurring.
I've never been on OnlyFans. I've never seen someone's OnlyFans. I've never even Googled OnlyFans.
I
So,
haven't either.
Yeah. So I honestly, I don't
We
know.
probably shouldn't be talking about it because we're really not that educated, I guess.
That's true. But so back to
I'm just talking about the integrity part.
So-
about-
yeah,
I know,
so-
but that's what brought it to my attention because somebody said, "Would you do it?" And I was just thinking
would
about
you?
integrity. Well, like you said, if you were, my first response is no. But you talk about you were going to get $1 million, and you said feet pics as an example, or whatever, or that you didn't show your face. I guess. I suppose everything has a price ultimately at some point.
guess it also depends on what you're doing,
My
too.
initial thought, is no, I wouldn't. I just don't think I'd want to go there.
Yeah, I think if you had to do something or sell something of yourself that wasn't sexual in nature, that you might be more inclined to do it.
Oh, I guarantee.
If it's your
Jeff would.
feet,
If someone likes sunken chests,
I was going to say they like concave. They like concave chests, right
Yes,
there.
if they like man boobs, are you snapping
Yeah,
some
it's,
pics?
it's the Moob channel.
I would make a killing if it was about man boobs.
Chad has the Moob channel.
the man chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, fair question though. So if it's feet, they have a foot fetish. They like your feet. No one ever sees your face. It's just you putting lotion on your feet on OnlyFans.
I tell you right now, I feel really bad for those people if they're digging the pictures of my feet.
what kind of
'cause
life do
I don't
they
think
have?
I have nice feet at all, so I
But
don't
you
think it
never
would
know.
work out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's a
I'm pretty sure you're selling a picture of your foot.
really.
Why would you not? You walk around with bare feet. Are you ashamed of your feet?
What if they just liked men's upper bodies? So it wasn't your face. No. I'm not saying you have them.
I know they don't like my upper body.
I didn't. Well, maybe, but someone obviously does. I mean,
How do you know?
because people like a lot of different stuff out there. So what if somebody thought, what if they were into
You're
dad?
checking on what's the price
They
of
were
my
in-
integrity. Like
they were into
to
dad.
what degree would I?
I think for $10 you're sending a chest picture. I don't think you're.
Chad.
$10.
Give me a lure and I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay. No, is that are you testing, Wade, the degree of what the I'll call it the act is as far as integrity?
100%. Because I don't think showing your feet on camera or
Right.
showing you take your shirt off,
Sure.
and they only see from your neck to your torso.
Sure.
Is that very sexualized? Is that a big integrity?
Well,
Considering you're on the
integrity
boat
dent.
without a shirt on, so what's
it's
the
not
difference?
it's not sexualized for me, but clearly for the people that would be subscribing to it, I think it would be, right? Presumably.
So does that make a difference then?
If they view it as sexualized, then that means you don't want to do it.
Well,
Even if it's not sexual, if it's just you fishing on your boat without a shirt on, which you do many times, or on the dock. And someone wants, I
mean,
love,
yeah, I
I
guess-
love the look of you or the thought of a man fishing without a shirt, and you find this, you got a grouping of
Right.
suddenly
of
I have
people.
this entire
but-
gaggle of people that are wanting to watch
Yeah,
me
they're like,
fish
I
without a shirt.
let's
love
just
the
say you
view
do.
from the back of you
Yeah.
throwing your rod and your love handles.
But let's just say you
d-
do.
They say that.
Wow.
Are you going to say, listen, I'm not comfortable selling those pictures? Or are you going to be like, all right, do you want a signed picture? Do you want,
Do you want a yearly subscription or do you want
What do you call those computerized little?
what? What's that?
Those little pictures that Donald Trump sells. The little, what do you call those things? The computer generated pictures. Nobody knows. Okay, forget it.
Oh, you're talking about they were like EFTs or something.
Yes,
They're,
EFT, whatever they're
not
called.
EFTs. I forget what they're called. NFTs.
NFTs.
I think that's what it
Chad's
is.
selling NFTs of his
No.
upper body.
Well, listen, we're talking integrity, so I mean, I guess what is
You're so full of, you're selling every
No.
single picture of you casting a rod from behind. Who are you kidding?
That sounds so bad when you say it that way.
No, but who are you kidding?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I certainly do not want to do the extent of what's going on that people are doing on these channels.
Yeah, I'm not
If you're just
talking-
saying that I'm out, does it affect my integrity if I'm out fishing on my boat and I'm casting? And like you said, somebody's shooting home movies of me casting for fish on my boat, and I know that other people are watching it. I would probably think that's pretty weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if somebody said they would pay me to watch me go fishing like that, I might be tempted to take a couple bucks. I mean,
So how much would you need for someone? How much
how
for
much
you to
would
say
you
yes?
need? How much would you need?
How much would you charge for like a
don't
fishing
know.
video?
Catch the perch, Chad. Catch the perch.
No, but seriously, how much do you think you would say, like, I'm not doing it for that, but for this amount I would do that for sure. Like $1,000 a day?
$1,000 per video.
Yeah, for
of you fishing.
Of you fishing.
I don't know. I've never thought about it.
But well, now think about it.
I feel like we're off topic here because you were talking about.
Well, we're
is
talking
this
about
to do with integrity?
Yeah, because this is someone is, for whatever reason, they want to see that, and whether they're sexualizing that or they're fantasizing about that, you're basically a willing participant at that point by supplying the video. I'm just wanting to know. What? I want to know. Is that something you're comfortable with? And do you feel like that's somewhere against your integrity?
I would certainly have to call my own thoughts process into question if I was deciding to do that.
But someone just approaches you.
I don't know.
Some
I
producer
don't know
says, "Hey, I think
I could do that."
I think this is some great content.
On one hand, I think, so what? I'm fishing, big deal. Who cares? If that's the example we're using. On another hand, I think I would feel dirty's maybe not the word, but just
Like violated and stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
used.
Yeah. I think in a way, I think I would, I guess the meter should be, what would, if my kid said, Dad, I saw you were doing this, you're sending away fishing videos, as an example, for $1,000 a week, I'm surprised you would do that, Dad. I would be devastated.
And why are you wearing chaps and no shirt?
Fishing with chaps. There's another whole episode right there.
Chad with chaps.
Chad's chaps.
Chaps with Chad.
There's a fishing
We
show.
got it right now. Chad's chaps.
There's a fishing.
Pike's perch and chaps.
Oh my God.
Okay, but you said something really interesting, which I think is very valid. You said the measure would be your kids.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point.
I think if I was embarrassed to tell people I knew, I think that's probably the meter that you would use.
For sure.
Probably. The kids for sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Would you
but
be less embarrassed if you were getting $1 million a year to send a filming video of you fishing? I'm pretty sure at that point you're gonna be like, kids, I get it. You might find it weird, but I'm making $1 million.
but let me add to that.
Who wants to try on my chaps?
But let me add to that.
Sure.
No one knows, including your family, that it's even you in the picture because it's just from
Because it's right. Because my
just
head,
torso.
it's just from the back.
so my head was not showing. I'll be honest. I'm probably going to do it.
Yeah, if no one knows,
Probably.
because then there's
if nobody knew it was me.
Yeah,
And
1,000 a
that's all
week.
it was. I wasn't, I didn't have to get naked. I wasn't doing anything like crazy.
And for $1,000 a week.
Just random fishing videos.
it's a good retirement gig.
Just
It
to
is.
clarify, no chaps.
No chaps.
No chaps. no.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Interesting question.
I'm
What
gonna
about you?
I'm gonna sign you up.
What
I
about-
need my new channel.
Yeah, you got. What about you, Spence? I mean, what's the line for your integrity before you say yes to that?
Oh, minimum $5 million.
Yeah, I would. There's no way I would do it for $1,000 or $10,000. Like,
Not even the fishing.
but
video.
again, if it's a,
But
I gotta
again,
be
they're
honest.
not showing your face.
Right. If it's I'm sending someone once, they love my feet, and I've got a huge following
Foot
of people.
following?
Yeah. And I've got a bunch of people that like my feet. I would.
Are you wearing chaps though?
Well, they can't see. It's just a foot pic.
Are you wearing socks?
I would tell them I'm wearing chaps as I take a picture. But yeah, I think I don't see anything like. I would say I'm just capitalizing
Yeah.
on and good for me. I'm
Okay,
selling a foot
but I would
pic.
bet a lot of people that do even more risque things would say the same thing. I'm just capitalizing on
Sure.
my
And I think-
beauty and what I bring to the
Sure.
table.
Yeah.
So
and
I'm
then
sure-
that comes down to their own
integrity.
right. So for me, I wouldn't do that. Even if my face wasn't shown, I don't know if I could. Only because I know I'm doing that.
Yeah, that crosses another line for
Yeah.
sure. And just to be clear,
But again, you start talking like 50 million or 100 million. Hey,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not saying that everybody that's doing OnlyFans or whatever has got no integrity, because I'm sure that that's not true. Like you said, there's lots of
It's personal.
there's lots of valid reasons why somebody might do that. Somebody might be an exhibitionist or something and be quite okay with everybody seeing them and doing whatever they're doing.
And if they happen to get paid at the same time, they're like, hey,
Well,
this is.
Yeah,
But we're already there. Sorry, I cut you off. You finish your thought.
that's okay.
We're already there though. Like you look at social media and people taking selfies. They're already monetizing their beauty, their lifestyle, and they don't care about that. They're just taking it a step further.
Actually, you bring up a good point. Yeah. So you get, someone has so many views on Snapchat or TikTok, and they're making.
They're making their pouty fish lips and taking
And they've got
selfies.
500 million
That's-
views.
that's
They just
true.
made 50,000 or whatever.
No, that's true.
What's
Like,
the difference?
I'm sure we've all watched YouTube shorts at some point. You're just scrolling through and wasting valuable hours on YouTube. But there's so many of those. There's one woman that does, it's those Segway kind of little mini Segway scooter things. And she demos those things.
Yeah.
But she demos them wearing very skimpy outfits.
Yes.
Clearly not because she wants to show the scooter, but
why
she wants
why
to show.
did you stop on those shorts?
Well, it's just coming to my. It's just the algorithm now is just sending them to me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you watch one and then suddenly you're getting bombarded every day. And I know exactly the ones you mean.
I'm sure you do.
I think you said her name out loud when you were here, and now it's in my feed all the time.
No, but
I know you're not.
she's clearly not.
Gold scooters or
She's
whatever.
clearly not marketing the scooter. She's marketing herself.
Yes. Yes.
And she has no problem doing that. And she's probably making lots of money doing it. So people on OnlyFans are taking it a step further. So my question was, what I was thinking about was, because I wouldn't do it either. I just think I'd be too embarrassed to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
I would even be embarrassed if a sponsor of this podcast said, will you do your next podcast topless? You guys take your shirts off and do the next podcast and we'll pay you whatever.
No, I wouldn't
I'm
do that.
pretty sure if they say we're going to pay you $1 million to do a topless podcast, we're all going to be here, bare chested. I'm sorry.
Hope they're supplying a girdle for mine.
No, are you being serious? You would do it?
100%.
But would you
$1
not-
million
Would
to
you
be
not
just
feel?
topless?
Would you not feel weird about that?
I would, but $1 million, I'd be like, hey, I don't feel that weird. I'm just topless.
Okay, what
I
if
go
it
to
was
the beach and I don't have a
What if
shirt
it was
on.
$1,000 each?
No, but if I go to the beach, Wade, and I don't have a shirt on,
I know, but
and I'm not monetizing that, and I'm not doing anything sexual.
But you're not putting it out. It's different when you're putting it out into the universe that way. You're on the beach, unless someone's filming you and putting it on.
But someone could be
Social media.
But someone could be doing that.
Sure, they could be.
I'm
You
at
don't-
the
but you
beach
don't
with
know it.
Spencer. We're going to water skiing.
But you
and
don't know
I'm on
that.
a video and I'm on a TikTok.
What if it was $1,000 a person? Would you go?
I don't know if I'd want people to see my belly for $1,000.
But no, but it's a serious question then. So it's about the money.
I don't want to see your belly for $1,000.
Yeah, but for $1 million, yeah, I'm shirtless. Who cares? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you're crossing any lines from an ethics standpoint doing something like that. It's a little weird, but
I know, but I walk around the cottage without a shirt on. Like I don't know.
Okay, they want you to do the podcast in your underwear.
Yeah, but now
$1 million.
Again, I don't know. I probably would still do that because I'm just,
Yeah,
you can't. All you can see is my chest up, so you're not seeing my underwear. But I'll be
Yeah,
saying,
it's
hey,
interesting, though.
I'm in my underwear.
But Chad and I are on the side table, so they're going to see
Right.
everything.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. So we get more money.
okay. I don't care.
We'll give you $1 million, but we get $2 million each.
Perfect. You still can't see my underwear.
well, I would suggest that if we have a sponsor that asks us to do that at some point, that we probably look for a new sponsor.
Well, I'm taking the money and running. Yeah, for sure.
No.
You wouldn't do a topless
$2 million,
podcast
Chad.
for $1 million. So I said, just lose your shirt and do a podcast.
No underwear.
3 bros. No, just no shirt.
There's no shirt.
No shirt. 3
$2 million.
bros.
$2 million, Chad.
Oh man,
Of course you're doing that.
Nobody wants to see that.
Right, but that's the whole comedy of it. There's no way that if someone puts $1 million and says just go topless and do a podcast, you'd be like, how many can I do? How many do you want me to sign up for?
So is this like a series or?
But seriously, what?
Yeah, you're right. I would agree. If
I don't
that's
think
all it
that's
was.
any integrity. That's
Yes,
just
and I don't think that's an integrity issue. I
Right.
mean, that's just
underwear does push it to
that's
another
financial
level.
It does.
acuity.
It does.
Right. Yeah, I would agree.
Yes, it does push it to a different level if they're saying,
Underwear or
Yeah.
naked or
Yeah.
then I'll be like, sorry, I'm not doing that.
would you do that for any amount of money?
Well, I think everything has its price. As sad
Well,
as
but
that
that's,
is.
yes, that's the whole point of this podcast.
Okay,
Like,
well, for
It seems to be-
$100 million,
this is almost not-
hang on. For
no,
$100
no,
million,
I'm asking you the question, Spence. I'm not answering them.
I can tell you my answer. For $100 million, I will do this podcast completely buck naked.
For $100 million?
For $100 million for a 30-minute episode,
Yeah.
would I be naked? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you not?
I'm
I think you would.
not answering the question.
Yeah.
I think I would. For that kind of money?
I'm just sitting here like naked, and I'll be like, and I would probably speak to my family and say, I guess I probably would ask their opinion
We're
first.
set for life. And
Yeah, I'd
so-
say, listen,
Well,
here's
you would
what
just
it
tell them
is.
how many millions you were going to give them out of your
Right,
100
but say
million.
like,
yeah.
unless one of them said like, I really don't want you to do that, then I would respect that. But if they're like, yeah, Dad, you go.
No, I don't think. Listen,
One of
if
your
100
kids say
million is on
no,
the table and the kid said, "Dad, I really wish you wouldn't do it,"
you would still do
you're
it.
going to give up $100 million?
No, you would still do it. You'd say it's my life.
You would say, "Prepare to be embarrassed." Yeah. Well,
So
Well,
I think
clearly we know your answer.
But see, the
Well,
biggest
for
so
100
here's
million?
the bigger question though, and I don't expect us to answer this because nobody really knows.
But isn't that sad that the money?
Well, that's
But this
that's really where we were going.
Yeah, so hear me out
Yeah,
though, right?
yeah.
So for $100 million, you would do a podcast buck naked. But what is the line for you? Because now someone offers you $200 million.
I don't need anything more than 100 million.
Okay, but what's the line? Like
Naked. 100
nudity,
million.
nudity is the line, but what if it's something else more risque than nudity?
No, like, am I doing a sexual act? No.
No, exactly. Right. So there is a point that we're like, no, we're just
Right.
we're not going to
No
sell.
amount of money. I just wouldn't be comfortable with that.
Right.
I'm not even comfortable doing a naked podcast. If
No.
you want the honest to
If
God's
we do a
truth.
naked podcast,
But for
I'm
$100
sitting in your
million,
chair.
I'll be
I was going to say,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanna-
He's
I
gonna
wanna
have
switch
to be in
the
the chair,
chairs.
hidden behind the table.
I want to switch the chairs if we're doing a naked podcast.
for sure. We'll put him right in front with a.
I'm gonna have to do like a bunch of push-ups and like,
I don't know if I have a camera with that big of a zoom, but
yeah, well,
Spence's off camera pumping up before he comes in.
yeah. I would not like it. I would not want to be doing that kind of a podcast naked. But
no, I guess we kind of got off. Well, we didn't really get
No,
off
we
topic.
didn't get
but,
off topic.
But I mean, I think that's really what got me thinking about this whole idea of ethics and such is just it seems like so many people can be bought nowadays that you know, you throw your ethics out the window.
Well, because there's people willing to pay them to do it. So that,
So is that worse for them for doing it or for the people that are paying them?
well, who's more responsible?
Well, that's
Is
what
that your
it's
question?
kind of like the old, is it the prostitutes or the Johns that are the problem, right? If there was no Johns, there really wouldn't be any prostitutes.
Yeah.
if there was no prostitutes, there wouldn't be any Johns.
I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's more responsible in that regard, but it seems that it does come down to the amount of money and what your personal line in the sand is, right?
Here's what I do know, though, or at least I assume to know. I think that if you make the decision to do that, whether you're, you've given up on your ethics and you've said, oh, whatever, I'm going to do it, the money sounds good. Whether you're showing your feet or you said farting in a jar or whatever you're doing, I think at some point that stuff would come back to haunt you. I feel like you would get to a later point in life, at least for me. If I sold my soul at that time, I feel like that would really come back to, I don't, haunt is maybe not the right word, but I feel like I would regret it later. And especially the women that, and I'm going to say, but probably men too, I guess, but that are doing that. I would think that they're going to later in life, if they were doing whatever, especially the stuff of a sexual nature, that they're going to regret later that this is, really put a huge dent in their.
Yeah, but that's your viewpoint of it. They may not look at it that way.
Exactly. They don't
They
have
may look at
that
it this way,
same.
Chad. They may look at it this and say, listen, you go get a physical and you get your prostate checked and you get paid no money.
So you're gonna have a
No, but
channel
someone
doing
else might
prostate
say,
checks?
Wow.
No, but someone else might say, like, I'm going to be naked, getting my prostate checked and I'm getting paid $100,000. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, so you would actually do that then?
No, I'm,
For the right amount of money, you would have your prostate checked on camera.
I do get my prostate checked,
On camera.
but on camera, no.
Wasn't there was an Impractical Jokers episode?
Yeah,
about that.
there was.
Yeah,
Actually,
that was
very
a
funny.
nasty one.
It was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that does beg the question that
Why don't your doctors pay you before they do a prostate check?
no. I wonder why my doctor
At
had
least take me out for
why is there
dinner.
a camera on in here? Yeah,
I was just wondering why he was wearing chaps. That was so weird.
the doctor comes in with a GoPro.
Oh, so
Spencer.
bad. So bad.
No, but like it's like I get it. You don't want to be filmed, but you're still you are still being exposed
Yeah.
and vulnerable at many stages in your life.
Yeah.
From
Spencer.
birth until death.
Yeah. Spencer's point though was you're saying it's going to come back to haunt you, but that's you.
Yes.
And there's people that do this, they don't have that same mindset. They're like, why
Well,
I'm not embarrassed about this.
yeah.
And if someone says to me 50 years later, was that you on OnlyFans? They're like, yeah, it was me. Look how good I looked. They don't have the same hang up
Yeah, they may be.
that maybe we do, right? So I think integrity is very personal in how you define it.
Sure. All I know is I would not be okay doing those things, especially when we're talking, sexual nature stuff.
No.
I would not be okay doing any of that, knowing that that's just out there for the world. Even with my face not showing, whatever, I couldn't do that.
I think it even makes a difference because we're parents that have kids. Like, I think your kids seeing it makes a difference. So if you're someone who's low 20s, no kids, maybe you don't have a good relationship with your family, what do they care?
Well, you're not going to know that's going to be.
What do they care?
Right? You won't even be thinking about, what are my kids going to say because you don't have it.
But how do they even know? There's a slice of you from torso to your knees that's only being visible.
But I'm assuming some on OnlyFans are showing their everything too, right?
Oh, I think they probably are. Yeah.
Sure, but what if they're not and they're only showing this little section?
Right.
There's no identifying marks. Does that change things?
Well, I think it does change things, but again, to a certain line, because I still wouldn't do any kind of a sex act on camera, even though they didn't know it was me. I couldn't do that.
$100 million.
No, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that.
Yeah.
I wonder what the stats are for people that are involved in this, for later in life. Like I was watching another show and somebody was talking about, OnlyFans and stuff. And the guy said, do you believe that, if you've had, relations with 100 men on your show, do you think you're still good marriage material? And the girl said, absolutely. I'm a good person. And he's like, no, deal breaker. Absolutely not. Once you've had that lifestyle, you're not the bring home to mom, girlfriend anymore.
Yeah, but I think that's all a personal preference. There might be some people that might be like, I'm totally fine with that. I want someone who's experienced. I want someone who can,
It's like someone that marries a former prostitute. Like,
yeah, but again, that would
how
be
could you do that? It's like,
no, that would be a deal breaker for me. There's absolutely no way that would.
but I
that
get
would ever
that.
but that's
happen.
for you though,
right.
But there's others that are like, yeah, that's not who they are. It's what they did. It's what they did for money, but it's not. It doesn't define them.
Being with a virgin might be a deal breaker for you. I'm being serious.
Hang on, let me do a chat impression.
No, but like it's true. If you were going to get married to someone and you never had sex, that might be a deal breaker because you might be like, I don't know if I could do that.
Right.
Without knowing if we're compatible.
Right. Well, that's true.
Right. Whereas other people might say, I would only marry someone that had never been intimate with anyone before.
Right.
Right. Like I don't know. I think it's just all.
Yeah, we're projecting our values on, like as you said earlier, we're making assumptions based on our own value systems. Right? Everyone has different value systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just feel with my upbringing and the life we had and the parenting that we had that I wouldn't, I just couldn't see that, being part of my life or wanting somebody involved in my life that had that as part of their life either. I just don't think it fits for
Think
me.
of like nudist colonies. You're saying you wouldn't even do a podcast without a shirt on for 100,000. Yet there's people at nudist colonies.
No, I think he would do that. He would, yeah.
No, I did say that I would do that, but that that's not sort of sexual in nature, right? So that's.
Have you ever been to a nudist colony, a nudist beach?
No.
A nude beach?
Have you?
No. Would you do it?
Oh, I don't know. When we were in Jamaica, we flew over top of the nudist island. We were in a helicopter ride. And, he says, here we go. We're going over blah, 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 nude island. He said, wave to everybody. And so we were waving and everybody was naked and, waving back up at us. And I thought, geez, I don't know if I could do that.
What's interesting to me is I'm not sure why. I don't even put it on the same plane of integrity. Like for me to do that, it wouldn't feel like I was.
I don't think that's got anything to do with integrity at all.
No, that's what I mean. Like for
That's
me to.
comfortable in your own body. That's totally different.
But it feels different when you're monetizing it.
Well,
you're selling something because then it feels a bit like you're
that's where the
prostituting
integrity
yourself.
steps in, right?
Yeah. It's weird that when you talk about a nudist camp or like a resort or something like that, because I think if everyone else is unclothed or nude and you're the only one that has clothes on, you actually probably feel awkward.
Yeah, you'd be the odd man out.
Yeah,
Because
you're not.
Because now you feel like, you are the different
Yeah.
one. And you almost like, to stand out less, you almost would have to be naked.
Well, we all like to conform. Yeah.
But I think it would still, I can't say names, but I do know someone who booked a vacation not realizing it was a nudist. Like
Not
a nude,
realizing?
Yeah. It was an alternative lifestyle kind of a place. And they didn't realize until they got there that it was like they were the only ones clothed.
Okay, so
And then they were like,
how did they handle that? Did they just sort of blend in?
Yeah, they went with the flow. They were like, what are we going to do? They were like, do we just cancel our vacation?
How do you book that?
And then they were like, well, we're here. So like,
Oh, I could probably guess who it was, but I won't guess who it was. But
no, you don't know them.
okay.
Yeah, you don't know them.
When you say an alternate lifestyle island, just nudity or like swinger island?
I think it was just like a clothing optional, like a nudist.
How would you not know that? Like, you'd think that booking, there would be stuff all over the internet about.
I don't know.
about that.
Yeah, I can't. I didn't.
All
get
the
into all that
advertising
kind of
pictures,
detail.
they're all nude.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know.
But yeah, for whatever reason, she had no clue.
Wow.
Yeah, and her husband went.
So they just went with the flow.
And I think they at one point they were like, I think they held off not doing it, and then they were like, this is like they felt like kind of awkward.
well,
that
one in Rome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, let's just embrace this. We're here. We're either gonna make it.
I got to be honest. I might follow down that same path because it would be very awkward to be the odd man out.
I wouldn't want to see that.
No, I wouldn't want to see it either, especially as I get older.
Right. But again, it feels so different to me because I don't feel like I'm selling myself short by doing that, or it doesn't feel like an integrity issue.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
The integrity and ethics is only applied to when you are taking this thing, whatever it is, and applying money to it, and somebody's paying you to do it.
Because it implies you can be bought for the right price.
Right. And I guess that is really the integrity question is, can you be bought for that price? Apparently, I can be bought for $100,000 if you want to see me do a shirtless podcast.
I mean, there's part of me that wishes I could do those things because sometimes I kind of feel, well, good for them. They're making lots of money. Mm-hmm. They found a way to make money, but I couldn't do it.
No.
Yeah, because at some point you've got to live with yourself.
Yeah.
And live with the fact does that resonate with you, and are you okay that you did that? And I think probably all of us feel the opposite of that we wouldn't feel right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't feel right. And I think, in fairness, I don't even judge anybody that is doing it, as long as they're doing it of their own free will.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're happy. I hope that they don't regret it later, but I don't judge them that they're doing it.
I can tell you one thing for sure, though. My next prostate exam, I'm going to ask for money. I think you bring up a good point. Why are we doing it for free? I mean, yeah.
Well, you are doing it for free.
You're right. So, yeah.
Oh, man, that's funny, Wade.
Yeah.
Well,
Who's your doctor?
I'm not going to name names. No.
I have to give them a call and say,
you're looking for an appointment?
just for a joke, can you just wear this GoPro when you walk into Wade's next exam?
His name is Dr. Hans.
Oh, that's funny. Well, how's that
Anyway.
for a topic?
Well,
A little different, right? And we kind of
interesting.
went into an area that we haven't gone into before, and I certainly didn't mean it
touchy area.
to be over sexualized or anything like that. It was just somebody had asked me the question, and I thought, I don't know, my integrity would get in the way of doing something like that, and so it got me thinking about it.
Now, the person that asked you the question, were they a film producer or
No, it was my doctor.
was he wearing chaps at the time?
No, it doesn't matter.
Chaps.
To put the words that you guys use, I'm not going to name names, but it just did get me thinking about, at what volume of money do you sell your soul or your integrity out the window?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll see you on the boat.
Just see me on the new sailboat.
I'll see you on the new
Chad's chaps.
Episode 1. Anyways, very different topic, not something we normally would venture into, and but,
No, I think we
it
have
got
to
me
be.
thinking.
You have to be careful talking about that stuff. I think, but
Yeah.
it's interesting. It for sure makes you think a little bit.
No, I'll see you on the boat with your chaps, dude.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Tune into the next podcast where we're all going to be shirtless.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen either.
Well, I am in my underwear right now, so if I can just get the 100,000 you transferred,
We get a paycheck over here.
I'm all
I
good.
mean, well, he actually is. Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go. Anyways, guys, thanks for putting up with that topic. It was interesting to see where it went. A couple of
some
good
good
laughs
laughs,
there.
definitely.
Definitely some good laughs. So,
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
anyways,
All right.
thanks for joining us. See you next time on ProBROknow.